Hi, Shannon O'Flaherty here. I'm deeply honored and so grateful that you're all in my heart-centered freedom group, and I'm really glad that you've chosen to be in this place. Today, I'd really like to talk to you about grief because there seems to be a lot of this going on in the group, people in different phases and stages of grief. Grief can be about a lot of different things, not just death and loss of a loved one. It can be about ending a job. You can grieve that. You can grieve your youth if you're going through menopause. You can grieve the end of a relationship. There's lots of things that you can be grieving about, and there's a lot of different stages and phases of grief. I think as humans, we need to go through those different stages and phases of grief so that we can process that kind of feeling. But essentially, what this grief comes down to, and stick with me on this because I know if you lose a loved one or a child particularly, how on earth could you ever be happy again in the world, and why would you even want to be happy? That's part of our human condition, that if we're so sad about losing somebody that is such a treasure to us, we don't want to feel happy about that person not being there anymore. But in time, we need to find the better feeling place so that we can get on with our lives, because our life is not just about that one person that is gone. There's so many people in our lives that we touch and that we value and that they value us, and our friendships and our other children and our parents and our relationships. Everybody in the world has such a circle of people that they affect. And also for our own well-being, mostly for our own well-being, we really need to find a place of joy and survival. And so when you're grieving and you're upset and sad and angry and you just can't seem to find a way out of that, you are really grieving that place in yourself that is feeling disconnected from your source. Because when we're in alignment with source, we understand that that person that is gone, or that job, or that time of life, or whatever, is okay. The person that is gone is now in spirit. And if you can tune in and tap into that, you can talk to that person in spirit all the time. I think I told somebody in the group that when my mother died, she used to have long, beautiful nails. And when I was a little kid, she would take her long nail and just kind of rub it gently on the outside of my ear. And I can feel when my mother's with me, because sometimes I'll just feel that. And I think, oh gosh, my mom is right there. And I have all of these wonderful freeze frame moments with her. And I can just stop whatever I'm doing and just have a moment of love and smile just thinking about her. And I talk out loud to her all the time. You can talk out loud to the person that you want to connect, because your voice is a vibration. The shamans in Peru all pray out loud because everything in the universe is a vibration, and your voice sends out sound waves. So if you want to connect to your loved one or spirit or source, talk out loud. Talk out loud. Get connected to source. Sometimes it's really, really difficult because we're in such a despairing place. And I can tell you, it has to be moment to moment to moment sometimes. So you feel what you're feeling and you think, yep, I'm just as sad as I could be. Don't even really want to be happy, except that really the truth of me, the deepest core, my connected, aligned self of me really does want to be happy. I do want to connect. And the person who's gone, they want me to be happy too, because the person who's gone, they're okay. They're in spirit. They're in source. They're not suffering. They're not struggling. They're not missing anybody. They're fine because they're completely in that love space. it's the people who are left behind that need to do the work. And so that has to be minute to minute. In this minute, I'm feeling sad. I'm missing this person. Okay, well, I'm going to choose something better to feel happier about. And it can be the smallest thing, because when you're that sad, you can't make a huge leap into, well, I'm just going to let that go and feel good now. It doesn't work like that. It has to be one tiny thing that can make you joyous. Like, oh, that person really loved daisies. Oh, look, there's a daisy. Oh, that's great. That's like that person is with me. My mother really liked ladybugs. And whenever I see a ladybug, I kind of think like, oh, the spirit of my mother is with me. So that always makes me happy and lifts me up. It could just be seeing a butterfly, something beautiful, any tiny little thing that can make you happy. It's about where you put your focus. So even though that person is gone, think about those lovely, hilarious times you had with that person. Have that freeze frame moment with that person and bring that person back to life in your mind, because the spirit of that person is completely there with you all the time. All the time. So I almost talk to my mother more now that she's gone than I did when she was alive, because I live in a different country than she did, and I don't need a phone bill to speak to her now. And I know she hears me. I can hear her voice. Well, Shannon, in her little southern drawl, I know she's hearing me, and I know that she's with me. And you can manifest your spiritual person that you've lost. And it's a moment-to-moment thing, but you can pull onto that. You can pull onto that scale of pulling yourself up and finding the next feeling, good feeling thought. You can do this, and it might have to be every single moment of the day, but you can do this. This is just your own upset with yourself about disconnection from source. This is about you focusing on the absence of what you want instead of focusing on what you want. And it's extremely difficult to do that when we're grieving, because the thing that we want is gone. But what you can do is change that so that you can think about the good things about that person or that thing or whatever it is that you're grieving, and think about the good things, the things about that person that make you happy. And it's a moment-to-moment thing. You might think I'm crazy saying this, but it's true. And grieving takes time, and there's no right or wrong way to grieve, but you can get there if you just keep working at it. If you need help with this, I would really wish that you would private message me so that I can help you with your belief systems, so that we can find the root cause of why you feel you need to stay suffering and struggling, because there is abundance and happiness and joy and freedom for absolutely everyone in the world, and it's right there. It's right here. It's right here, and it's waiting for us. We just have to tap into that and step into it. Some people are given much bigger challenges than other people, but you can do it. You can do it because you're needed here on this earth. Other people need you, and you need you. Choose your happiness. Choose your happiness. You're strong. You can do this. Lots of love to you. See you in the next video.